Welcome, everybody. This is a time that often has a lot of stress and anxiety and challenge attached to it. And even if you're in a regular relationship, but if you're dealing with a covert abuser, every day can add new stress, new trauma, building up to the grand holidays and then trying to recover from them afterwards. So maybe there are some things you can do every day, maybe an activity you can do every day so that you can feel that whatever is accumulating in your soul, your heart, your mind, your body during the course of the day, you're able to release at the end of the day. This is no substitute for therapy or any of your other practices, but here's something that you might be able to add on to them. It just takes a few minutes. So I've had a stressful encounter just now, and I'm feeling this sort of a charge of negative energy inside. So I learned this technique from a wonderful healer last week, Alex Utterman, and I'd love to pass it on to you today, and I hope to do it justice. But if I haven't, check out Alex Utterman's website, ALX Utterman, for more information about it. So, and I'm going to tweak it a little bit and add something to it as well. So, but paying homage to to the source. The first step is if you can get a candle and light it and just put it by your side here, so you don't have to hold on to it because your fingertips are going to be used in this exercise as well, potentially. So you light your candle, and then the first thing you want to do is do a body scan. So closing your eyes and then checking inside to see, am I holding any tension in my heart, my mind, my soul, my body, my bones, my muscles, my tissues? Does anything sort of ache or twitch or itch? Is there any bodily sensation that is less than ideal? And then checking out your mind. Are there some racing thoughts that are happening? Are you preoccupied with all the work you have to do, or you're in the emotional part of your mind? Are you thinking about something hurtful or even abusive that somebody said or did to you today? Are you feeling any cravings? What is your gut? What is your heart and your gut? Are they from the emotional impact you've had from the day? Are you thinking about that chocolate cake that's in the freezer that might taste good even if it's frozen? So if you're checking inside your body, your mind, your heart, your spirit, what are the things that you're reacting to that you've accumulated during today? Then fire, thinking about what to do with those things. Those things have come into our minds, our hearts, our bodies, our spirits from the outside world, from nature. And maybe now we can take some time to give them back to nature. And there's so many wonderful elements in nature: earth, air, fire, water, sky, turns out is another one. So let's use the element of fire today to give the energy, the negative energy that we've accumulated back to where it came from, back out into the world, but in the form of this blessed gift of fire. And as we're thinking about that, if we can use our eyes to direct that energy, and we think about the eyes being the window to the soul, and we think about fire, the gift of fire, as being that spark that you can see in people's eyes. One of our survivors today talked about feeling burnt out. The fire has gone out in her eyes and in her heart. And we want to ignite that, reignite it, and fan the flames of that passion for life and desire to make it through another day and carry on, always with that hope on the horizon of what you're moving towards. So fire is something that is, it can be destructive, but it's also a source of light and warmth and protection. So let's see it in that regard today, that we are giving back to the fire what's come into us and sending it through the powerful force of our eyes, directing our gaze towards the flame. And maybe even using our fingertips. The tips of our fingers have so many nerve endings in them. And if we can direct everything that's inside us, that's not part of us, back into the flame with this little prayer of gratitude. If I'm a spiritual person, and I'm going to thank God and Jesus and the angels and the fairies, as everybody's looking after me. I'm going to thank you all for the gift of fire to receive what has come into me today that doesn't serve me, that I don't need, that I don't want. And I'm going to give it back to you, fire, to do with as you will. So if we can take a moment and let that happen into the fire. This is a little taste of this exercise for you today, and I hope that you can, when you practice it, and if you can make it part of your routine, you can end it with a few breaths, where you can breathe in to the count of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hold it for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then breathe out to the count of 6, as if you were breathing through a straw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you can do that a few times, breathing in, holding it, and then breathing out with the straw breath, like you're blowing through a straw or blowing gently into a candle. I can feel my shoulders like lowering just as I'm doing that. We hold so much tension in our shoulders and our body, in our minds, and just spending some time with a candle, being centered and focused and living in the now. What a great way it is to decharge all that negative energy that you might have accumulated during the day. You don't want it to build up, because that's where PTSD and burnout, there's the candle going out again. So let's relight it if we can every day, spending a few minutes to recharge our batteries, our soul, our mind, our heart, so we can live to fight another day.